Hey guys, you guys know I'm always messing with my power system, and today is no different. I got a bit of an upgrade to my charging system today, and we're going to install it, give it a shot. Okay, so what I have here is a lead time 30 amp MPPT controller. Right, so this is a little bit different than a standard solar charge controller, a PWM. This is like I said, an MPPT. I know it's a little confusing, but the advantage of the MPPTs is that they're a little more efficient in their charging. They're a little bit bigger, but they're more efficient with their charging. So in low light and other situations, it does optimize your charging. The drawback is that it does cost a little bit more than a regular PWM. I think a general rule is that if you could afford a MPPT, get an MPPT. If you can't, PWM will do also. I mean, they're good enough for sure, but this is just a little bit better. So let's install it, give it a shot. All right, so let's take a look at what's in the box. Okay, manual. This little padding, I think. Mounting instructions. So it looks like it gives you a template if you want to mount this up. All right, some mounting hardware. And here's the controller itself. And you can see it's significantly bigger than uh, than my regular PWM down there. So I got two PWMs, and they're still not as big as this MPPT. And if this looks familiar to you, is because it's the same one that I had in my Sienna camper build. The only difference is this is the new upgraded model, and it does have Bluetooth monitoring, which I really want. So let's give this a shot. Oh man, so the first problem is because of the extra size, I actually cannot get this in. I thought I had enough room. It's just a hair too big. Oh man, so now it's a hair too big this way and just a hair too big this way too. So I have to find another solution. Uh, so I have to either expand my box a little bit, which is fine. I could do that because I have a lot of wood, but that's going to be a pain in the butt. Right. So I was able to just rotate the battery and fit the charge controller here, but I still need to do some modifications, and let me show you why. Because there's a heat sink down here, and that heat sink is going to need air ventilation, so I'm going to have to cut a hole right there so that air could still ventilate through the heat sink, and then it should be fine. All right, so another solution to me putting it like right here and cutting a slot is that if I leave it out here, I can actually put it right there, and I should have plenty of airflow for the ventilation. It should be fine. So this might be a better solution if I just put it over here. Let me show you how this would look. I would mount it up like that. That's actually not bad. I think I might do that instead. All right, so I took out all the electronics and everything, so I'm ready to modify the box, but I just realized uh, the installation recommends that the unit is vertical. So, so I'm going to go back to the plan of mounting it up on the side, stick with the recommendations, and I'll use this template to just mount it up right there. But unfortunately for me, I took out all the electronics already, but we'll just put them all back. So I used the mounting template to mark my spots right there. So I'm gonna put in some screws so that we can mount this thing up before we hook it up. All right, so the screws that they give you are a bit long because it's made for wood to mount into a wood wall or something like that, but I'm just going to use a shorter screw, one of my own. All right, that's the way it's going to mount. I think it's going to look really good, nice and clean, and it's going to have plenty of ventilation. Okay, so now that we know it's going to fit well, hooking it up is actually really easy. All you have to do is hook up the solar panels here, battery there, and any kind of load. You don't have to use this port for the load. You could just take it straight from your battery if you like. And they give you some shrink. What are these called? Shrink stuff to go around your wires, and some terminals to go into this port, and then you just screw it down, keep it tight. All right, and this other hardware is a different type of mounting if you wanted to use elevated mounting with these bolts, but that's not what I'm using. I'm just using this. Okay, so let's wire everything up. So I'm going to use this SAE connector to plug into my ports because I want it to be easy to plug and unplug if ever I want to disconnect it. All right, so what I did is I cut that connector in half. So now I have two halves and they will connect into each other like that. So it's nice and easy. So I'm going to strip out the wire, and this is 10 gauge wire. So what you need to do with the wire stripper is find the right slot for 10 gauge. And once you find the right spot right there, it should strip out really clean and easy. Squeeze down and strip it out. Okay, nice and easy. Now I'm going to grab those terminals that came with the package, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to crimp it onto here, slide it over, and you need to get your crimper. Get your crimper, and we're going to squeeze this in and crimp it in. Make sure it's nice and tight so that the wire doesn't slide off or anything like that. I like to give it a couple squeezes. All right, now it's time for the wire shrink wrap. Put it over, and we'll do the same for this one here, and then we'll use the heat gun. Okay, I got both terminals crimped down, and I got the shrink wrap thing over it. And with just a little bit of heat gun, it'll shrink to size. You could see it's already forming, and it's going to be nice and tight and secure. If you don't have a heat gun, in a pinch, you can use a lighter to heat it up. Just be careful, don't start a fire or burn anything, of course. Now we're going to connect it to the MPPT. You can see I already did a pair, and we'll do this pair right now. What you need to do is you're going to stick it in and basically just screw it down tight. First, you got to unscrew it to give it some slot, and then slide it in and screw it down tight, and do the same to both sides. Make sure everything's nice and tight. Double check, triple check your tightness. There, the ports are ready. All right, now it's time. I can put everything back in. All right, everything looks good. All right, so now I am done. I got everything back in. I got the charge controller all plugged in. You can see it's charging up, and I just need to set it up so that it's charging a lithium iron phosphate battery. So let's confirm that. All right, so let's go into the settings. Long press. All right. And for the battery, it looks like it's already on lithium. That's good. But you could try to use different things. Gel, select. I'm not sure what those other things are, but this one's the lithium, and that's what I want. You want to set the voltage. Here's the boost. See, so when it's in boost mode, when the battery's low, it gives it a boost mode charging, so that makes it charge a lot faster and more efficient. That's what a lot of uh, MPWs won't give you, that the MPPTs will give you. All right, so this is the load voltage, which is 10.8. Let's see. I probably want 12 volts on that load voltage. All right. Looking good. Next up, I'm going to download the app and check that out. All right, so here's the monitoring app. You can see my input is 14.1, my battery's at 13.6, and that's consistent with what I have right there. So it's good. It's on standby because it's fully charged right now. My battery's fully charged. All right, that's good. It's all set up with the optimal MPPT charger now. So here's all my stuff back into my storage area. You can see I still got some good storage area. There's the MPPT. Looking good.